hopefully that footage came out, because I managed to get from here all the way to there again before it broke. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, the most famous YouTuber in the world that no one has ever heard of. Okay, so today's adventure, I'm glad you're back. Someone approached me and offered to help me with the walker. It's going to be me driving an hour and a half away to drop it off to the repair place that this guy owns. I'm hoping that this is wide enough. It's either going to be wide enough or it's going to be an epic fail. Maybe I should turn that around. Yeah, let me I'm going to recombobulate this, and then we'll see if we can get it to go into the truck. I do not think it's going to go up that steep of a ramp, but we're going to try it. I'm absolutely stunned. Shocked and stunned. That was the only one that spun. Alright, so we got it in the truck. It's hitting my toolbox, so we're going to have to strap that down, I think. Wasn't planning on strapping it, but we'll flip the deck up and get it all ready to go. So this is going to be an interesting day. Perhaps. I really can't believe how easy that was. Flip that up and close the tailgate, get some straps, and hit the road. Alright, I'm in the truck, packed a snack, I'm gonna hit the road. Got our little package in tow.
Destination is on the right.
We're here. No. Oh. Auburn Automotive. I'm not sure if he's going to let me film, so I'll put you down for a minute. I'll take you out when we unload it. How do people live like this? I've been sitting in this for an hour almost. This is horrible. Came this way because the other bridge had traffic, and I made the wrong decision. I should have stayed on the other bridge, because this is worse. Look at this. So the guy at the Walker dealer had some security concerns. He didn't want to be filmed, so I left it there. We're going to see where we end up, but this is horrible. Alright, I got 10 and 2, I got to drive. Alright, it has been 3 weeks. I'm going back to get the motor. I've got 7/8 of a tank of gas. Got snacks. Got my navigation, backup navigation, and phone. We are set to hit the road. Peace? Terrible memory. All right, what we got?
There's 00 Malefax grease inside that gearbox for you.
Okay.
That will buy you more time with the gearbox because the gearbox was fractured, and I removed those bolts that you had started to weld and extract out of the gearbox.
Yep.
So there is no dipstick in that gearbox because it has 00 Malefax grease in it. That'll turn to liquid and then harden up as it cools down.
Okay.
The blower I did tack weld in the frame for you
All
because the top of the frame from the grass and nitrogen prior to you owning it had eaten away at the frame.
Yep.
So that's all secured in there. What was happening also is when you were using this machine, this blower was dancing around and
Right.
moving around on you. And it was moving at an angle, and it was actually derailing and throwing that PTO belt. The vibration from this and then the drive shaft that goes out to the deck were your culprits that ended up breaking the gearbox out of the machine and causing those problems for you with the gearbox.
Okay. Is that
it's
not
just-
supposed to be in the blower?
Just a lot of, yes, it is. That's for airflow,
right.
exactly. Yep, and the blower is actually in excellent condition. When you purchased it, the previous owner just about put a new blower in it prior to you getting the machine, because this is the housing and the blower is in. That's about new.
Sweet.
Yep. There's a lot of things that I left alone that I didn't want to get into because I could easily start accruing more, eating up your money. So I went in and fixed what I needed to fix so that you could use it. There's some things I can share with you.
Yeah,
like
that
this
bracket's upside down.
Yeah, that's so I'll share that with you. So that could go over here. Do you
Okay.
see where I'm headed with it?
Yep.
That's stuff that you can tinker on and do.
Yeah, I can change that.
Okay. I didn't want to mess with that. I didn't want to mess with the wiring harness. I didn't want to try to give that more support or anything. These cables actually belong in here like this with a zip tie on it, but I don't want to do that and then put some more stress on what you got going on there and break that for you.
Right.
So I left it alone, but these actually belong right here. See, there's a hole in here.
Yep.
So that belongs there, Tim. And there's a zip tie here. So these cables actually belong to come running down over here. Then this heat shrink actually belongs up underneath this screw here. But I didn't. I had to leave you some things to tinker with, you know.
Okay.
So I left like this here alone and this stuff alone, and I just went in after the major problem that we had going on, which was it was non-usable. So we made it usable again.
All right.
That motor is a repower. I mentioned that to you before too, as well.
Yeah, you did.
There is a rubber cone bumper that goes on here. I don't know if I have any in my junk bin. I'll take a look, or Heather I know definitely has them in the new box. But there's a 1/2-inch nut, a 1/4 20, 5/16 right here that comes down, coarse thread, 5/16, 18, 1/2 inch. There's a nut right here, it comes off.
Yep.
And what is there is a cone bumper. Now there should be a cone bumper here and a cone bumper here too in addition, and that's what actually sits up here and sits up here.
Right.
And it prevents the frame and all of this stuff from distorting. And some of this is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay. We're missing some of those, but due to the age of the machine and the amount of hours on the machine, there became a point in time too where I had to say enough was enough because of how we have some things set up, or how it came to me set up already. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So I need to move that cable over.
That would be good, but then if you do that, it might put too much stress on that clamp that you have, and I didn't want to be the one who moved the cable and then snapped your clamp off. You see where I'm? Because you've already been using it like this, you know.
Right.
I just tucked that harness, but see, I don't like it because see, it's making contact with your wheel. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't like those cables run in that fashion. You can take a picture of a new machine and run the cables like you see on that. Your catcher, I left all of that alone. How you have it.
You like that, huh?
I left it alone because it works for what you're doing to vacuum the ticks up off of the lawn. So you have your vacuum system, and everything will still go into the catcher. Okay.
Yeah, I actually run a bungee
cord.
cord
Yeah,
across
a lot
that.
of people do. With
And then I added the tape because the gasket was no good.
Yep. A lot of people do. They'll run that bungee cord along the top there. I actually took the blades off and I brought them back in. I did that deck chute, and then this drive shaft, the upper and the lower drive shaft on this has been replaced too, in addition.
Because that's what started the whole. That vibration started.
I'll say it probably all started with the blower, but at one point in time, somebody ran it with a blown shear pin for a long time and wallowed out the drive shaft, and it just shook itself to death, unfortunately, is what happened. This here, I believe I talked to you. You check you do check or keep an eye on the oil inside the gearboxes on the deck.
I do.
I remember getting that. These blades here are extremely sharp. They will cut you if you're not careful. Those went through a really nice grinder in the garage.
Now it's gonna suck.
Yes, because the blades are set up right. You got a good angle on them. The blower chute goes up into the blower like it's supposed to. And the blower actually spins up now.
Excellent.
You're
going to pick this up, right?
Yes, with the forklift. So I ran it on the turf across the way here, and it performed like it's supposed to.
Excellent.
Plus, I turned the engine RPMs up for you, so you're going to have unfound power that you never had before when you use the machine. I
never revved it up to begin with.
All right. Well, it's actually designed, and everything will balance out if you run it there.
Yeah, I know it'll backfire if it's idling when I shut it off.
Yes. Yep. That's because of the holes in the muffler there, and I didn't mess with that muffler. That can open up another can of worms. I need to heat the exhaust manifold bolts up to remove them.
Yeah.
And I don't want to open up. I didn't want to get into another $500.
Right.
Do you see where I'm headed with all of this?
Yep.
So for what you're using it for and what you're doing with it, I felt it was good enough, and that's why I decided to stop where I stopped, and I didn't keep going unnecessarily or because there was an agenda behind it, you know? I was trying to keep the cost low so you can use that to vacuum up the ticks.
All the new ones.
We found it.
The new ones look beefier.
Yeah, they constantly make improvements. It's one really good thing about Walker.
Yep. Oh, it's tipping to the left.
And you kept this truck in incredible condition for its year.
Thank you.
You definitely keep it out of the calcium chloride.
I don't drive it in the winter.
No. I used to have one myself, but you really kept it in good shape.
A little more.
I want to give us room with the window. Now that parking brake doesn't stay on, so we got a couple straps we're gonna throw around this in a little bit.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know if this was the same height as the bumper would hit here, but it doesn't. It would hit the window. I took the toolbox out and the bed liner out after I got home.
That's right, you did. I remember that being in here last
Yeah.
time. Now that you mentioned
It was a pain.
it. Yeah.
And I couldn't, well, I can't see through the car seat anyway, but I couldn't see out the back
Yeah.
to back up with the toolbox was
With the
too high.
toolbox in there. Yeah.
All right, let's get this strapped down and get home. Well, we made it home, where it is never, ever, ever quiet. Now let's see if I can get it off the truck. See if this weather holds out. Might. All right. Let's see if it works. Alright, well, hopefully that footage came out because I managed to get from here all the way to there again before it broke. Basically, I got to rescrew that into there, but I got to take it off first. Craziest things. Yeah, that was an unpleasant surprise. Oh, these threads are gone. Lovely. Now what do we do? I swear, it's not one thing, it's another. See, this isn't even grabbing anymore. Okay, now I want to point out that this was not the dealer's fault. He didn't do that, but I just dumped a ton of money into this. Pretty much everything I had. And I managed to mow my lawn, half my lawn again. Alright, let's see if we can get this straightened out. Let's see how well GoPros do with, oh, faux pro, sorry, fake GoPro. Nope. Come on. Let's do one more. Try it again.